Hello everyone and welcome to Holistic Healing with Deepshikha. So today I am not going to be speaking about any topic as such. What I'm going to do is, so let me explain. I follow a program on Nike Running to practice my runs, and in that I came across this one run where the coach asks a few questions after every 500 meters or so. And I really liked the way it made me think. So I decided, why not share it here? Hence, I take no credit for this episode, but I do hope that you enjoy it as much as I did. So here we start. So how we are going to go about it is that I will ask a question and then I will not speak for a few seconds so that you can think about it or probably write about it. It's completely up to you. So the first question is, one thing I have always wanted to try but haven't is, does not matter what the reason is, just think about that one thing. Now let's change it to, what is that one thing that you've always wanted to try till you did? Good memories, right? Unless it was something experimental and turned completely wrong, but I'm sure it still is good memories. So moving on to the next one. What 3 words would you use to describe a great teammate? In fact, not just teammate, but any kind of partner in your life, be it a friend, your spouse, and so on. Now, adding something of my own to this question. How many of these 3 words have you tried to inculcate in yourself? I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about that. The next one is, what does growing up seem like to you? Maybe you are growing up right now. Maybe we are already grown up. But if you ask me, we're always growing. So let's just change it to, what's the hardest part of growing up? Okay, so the next one. The best friend I have ever had that I no longer speak to. Remember, relationships always take effort and a lot of compromise. And more than that, they require you to make constant choice between the other person and some need of yours. Usually, that is ego. So as the episode today ends, remember the relationship doesn't have to. So call that friend or at least send them a hi. Okay, so the 5th one is, think of one thing you really enjoy doing. Now, describe one way in which that something you love makes you better. Okay, so the next one. The best teacher that I ever had was, and they were the best because. Now let's just take this moment to extend gratitude for everything that they did for you. Please feel free to include anyone you've had in your life who has had that kind of impact on you. After all, not all teachers are found inside the classroom. Next question in the list is, the hardest part of my day is, and one thing I can do to make it easier is blank. For me, it's always been getting up early, though I now have realized it's all about a routine. So the next one, if I could go back to one moment in my life and relive it exactly how it happened, what would it be? Remember, you are not going back to change anything. It is only to relive it as it was. The reason for it can be anything. So we've reached the second last question, and the question is, If I could try and learn any language, it would be, and the reason I haven't yet learned it is, and now the last question is, every time I've had a good run, I feel. Now, since this is something that I have picked up from my running program, the last question, of course, is about running. But please go ahead and replace run with whatever it is that you really enjoy doing or look forward to doing as often as you can. And with this, I come to the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed answering these questions. They really did make me think and remember a few things that had gotten lost in the mundane events of life. Thank you for listening, and if you enjoyed this episode, please do share it with your loved ones. Have a great week ahead.